Hello, Jins.
Oh, hi. How are you today, Benjamin?
I'm good. Last time we talked about the encoding and decoding, and because the encoding decoding I say is built in a human being before
Evolution.
not before the evolution, but I mean it's already built in, so that it's a contradiction of evolution. Why I believe that is a contradiction, because decoding human has this decoding ability. Actually is a little bit contradict with the surviving.
So what you mean is like you think evolution is for the purpose of like a living organism, let's say human, to evolve is to just increase the chance to survive. However, decoding doesn't actually serve the purpose at all.
Yeah, actually it is the opposite way.
It's opposite.
Yeah.
Like physically, actually, we are
Yeah.
we are degrading.
Yes.
We actually, right? Instead of advancing, like physically.
Everybody know, right? Human being get into this modern world, and eventually this modern world will facing a disaster.
Yes.
Right, and become the end. Right. Why the world become the end? It's not because of natural or. And it won't be that way. It's because human being doing something.
Overconsume.
Overconsume, right? Why we overconsume? Because it's because human being has this ability of decoding. So bring in the modern world, right? If we never bring in the modern world, the human being won't end in that way. You get what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. It's a little. I have a lot to explain, but I understand, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So now we talk about the ability of decoding. Why we have that built-in decoding? Actually, is to use we people can use it to decode the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah. The Bible, like some people explain it in the other way, right? Because they have religion, that type of thing, right? We talk
familiarity.
Familiarity. We talk about religion a lot, right? Why they end up inside the religion,
the shell?
Yeah, the shell, something like that, right?
I'm so proud of myself, memorize everything.
About the business, right? Actually, the marketing, something like that, for the religion or political thing, something like that, right? But I mean, like, we people have faith in Bible. We have to try to find out the true meaning, right? So in the beginning of the Vivan Nation, I want to read one Bible. One Bible. You read it for me.
One of the paragraph?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, this one. This 27.
27?
Yeah.
27, and he shall confirm the covenants with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abomination he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolates. That's very hard.
Yeah,
I'm so glad someone explained the Bible to me. It took me million years to understand.
Okay. So this Bible is written down on Daniel, chapter 9:27. So this is paragraph. This is a paragraph about the veneration, right? They translate to week, but you can also translate it to years. Modern Protestant, they explain this sentence in this way. They say the Antichrist, he will rise, and then in 7 years he make contract with a lot of people, and after 3.5 years, and he betrayed those people and stopped the worship, and so there's a lot of
flies.
flies. What do you call flies?
Do they call really flies or right?
Yeah,
How
but
to translate it?
yeah, in English they didn't translate it that way.
So what they translate?
Yeah, they translate.
The fly, what they translate to? I don't see anything similar
No,
with that.
the English doesn't translate in that way. It's
Totally different?
Totally different.
Wow.
It's only Protestant translate in that
Wow.
way. Okay, so they say that people like the Antichrist, right? They stop the worship, and then he also do a lot of bad thing, right? And then God punished him until the last day. This is how Protestant translate this sentence.
Yeah.
But you hear Jane say this sentence actually in English doesn't mean in that way. You know that, right? They do some tricky thing in that translation already, right? Actually, the true meaning is that in totally 7 years of the end period, God will promise those people that have faith in Him, right? And after 3.5 years, God will stop the worship. Why He stopped the worship? Because the worship is to worship Satan. And after He stopped the worship, there's a lot of anger from God and pour down to Antichrist until the last day. And this is the whole story of renovation. When we ran nation, actually. I'm sorry. We ran nation. The whole story is telling about this story. So how that last period began. First of all, we have to talk about the story of Joseph. Joseph, in the old days, there's a guy called Joseph. He's the prime minister of Egypt in the ancient time. He's very wise and he has faith in God. There's the king of Egypt, the empire of the Egypt. He has a dream and asks this prime minister Joseph. So Joseph tells you your dream meaning is that there will be a 7 years very good economical situation, and after that 7 years, that would be a disaster, a drunkage, right? A 天寒.
I don't know, dry?
Yeah,
Dryness?
dry season,
Yeah,
right?
dry season.
And everybody has to suffer in this season. So the king well prepared for the disaster and use this prime minister to do all the thing, right? So he keep all the food inside his country, right? His empire.
Okay.
And afterward, the disaster come. Everybody from the other country come in and back the empire to give them food. So he buy all the land from other people and become okay. So Egypt become very rich by that time. Even till now, right? Oh no, now it become poor, right? But in the Middle Age, that time they are very, very rich people. Even in the room, when Rome conquered Egypt, Egypt is still a very rich country. So this is telling about the end of the day. Okay, this have an insight about the end of the period. Is before that 7 years disaster, that would be a 7 years very good economical situation. Actually, I think it started from this year. From this year on, that would be a very good economical situation. If this is really happened, then after these 7 years, the disaster will come. What happened to that disaster is starting in Vatican City. People normally say the Jerusalem as the main point happened, in the center of the world, something like that, right? Jerusalem. So some people worship God and go to Jerusalem, and they get the sickness, Jerusalem sickness, because Jerusalem doesn't really look like a place to worship anymore. So, if you are wise enough, you know that everybody will go to Vatican City instead, because that become the center of the worship. Those Catholic people, even other people, they will go there for sightseeing, traveling, something like that, right? And look about what is the people, the religion that call belief in God, actually believe in Jesus, right? So there's a big church. There's a church called St. Peter Church, right? St. Peter Church. It's the biggest church in the world. It can pack how many people?
600,000.
600,000 people together inside, and full of artwork, beautiful church. Right?
Have you been there?
No, never been there. Yeah, using Google, you can see inside and outside. Actually, if you go there, you got to have a long line before you can enter St. Peter Church. It's crazy.
Every day?
Every day. It's crazy, right? A lot of people go there. So, on that day happened, there's 2 people get inside that church, and the story began then, right? We tell what happened next time. Right now we want to talk about what?
The end day?
The end day?
The last day?
The last day? No, not.
Didn't you say that?
Talk about the last day? The last period. You're talking about the
period.
last period.
Yeah.
How that happened? In the Bible, they say the Antichrist entered Jerusalem, and that's Protestants say. Entered Jerusalem, and then he stopped the worship. But I already tell you written in Daniel, it doesn't mean that.
It's totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, because Jesus is not crucified in Jerusalem. He is crucified outside the city. He's crucified outside the city, and people cannot find where he is crucified.
The exact location.
The exact location. So in Revan Nation, there's a sentence say that those people has their law is crucified in that place, but because you never find out the location of Jesus crucified, so it will not be that. Actually, Peter is crucified in Vatican City, just inside St. Peter Church. So he's in the center. Now he's buried in the center. So I do believe that in Revan Nation, they say that 2 people get inside. is inside that church. It's not in Jerusalem. And those people are our people. What is our people? It has the true faith in the Bible. It has true faith in God. But why he will enter those church and what happened, we'll talk about next time. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.